Hi, I'm Farmer Samson Obole. I want to talk something briefly around funding and vision. Funding and vision. You see, I have heard a lot of young agripreneurs say things like, oh, there is no funds available, there is no funds available. And the reality is, from my experience, there are lots of funding available for agriculture, whether it is debt financing, equity financing, grant financing, a combination. There are lots and lots available. But what I have realized is a lot of people do not have enough vision to get the provision they are seeking for. They do not have enough vision. And this was a discovery I had years, not so long ago, in when I had the privilege of following one of my top guys who was going out of the country, and they're like, "Hey, we're using a private jet," and in my inquisitive nature, I needed to find out what does it cost to get a private jet to fly across the countries, and that particular trip was about $150,000, which is about 200 and something million. And I had to ask myself, why spend this much to fly? And it hit me that the difference between the rich and the poor is how they see time and money, how they treat time and money. So the rich will spend money because they want to save time. The rich will spend money because they want to save time. On the flip side, the poor will spend time because they want to save on money. And I will give examples. Why would we use a private jet instead of probably taking first class and all of us get paid for? If we all probably took first class or business class, I am almost certain we were not going to spend one quarter of what we spent. But that would mean that his plan and everything would be based on the timetable of the airline. So if there is a delay in flight or anything, we need to wait. We need to hold on. And this exactly is what he was trying to avoid. Why does the rich have security guard? Why do they have security details when they are going out? They don't want to waste valuable time in traffic, so they spend money not to stay in traffic. Why is it that you are having cleaners? Why are they having laundry guys, chefs? They don't want to spend time in those things, in those activities, so they pay others so that they can save time. So what that essentially means is, if as an agripreneur I have the opportunity of talking to somebody of influence and affluence at that level, I need to first understand this is how much this person is spending approximately to save time. Which means if I am going to take their time, I must have a vision that is big enough for them to give me the time that they bought money to save. So you then realize when you are talking to this person and you come with a vision and you are talking, so somebody that probably spent 200 and something million naira on a single trip, you are coming with them with a vision that says, oh, what I am looking for is 2 million naira, 5 million naira, and with that, we will change the world. And the person is thinking, this is first and foremost a waste of my time. This is a waste of my valuable time. So we need to be those agripreneurs that builds a real vision that can command the time. One of the things, if you watch things like Lions Den, Dragons Den, and all of that, one of the things you would always hear them say is something like, I like the vision, but it is not enough for me to commit my time. Or this is too small for me to commit my time. So, though I like what you are doing, maybe not the vision to say, I like what you are doing, I like what you are trying to build, but it is not enough for me to commit my time. Sorry, I cannot invest. Because you need to understand that if they cannot give you their time, I'm not talking about you running into them, but if they cannot genuinely give you their time, it will be hard for you to get access to their resources. So, provision is not the issue, vision is. That is why, as I round up, you would always notice that whenever a young man or a young woman says, "Hey, we want to get married," we want to get married on so and so date, what happens? People start giving them provisions. You call it gifts. On the wedding day, they get a lot more gift, whether they need them or not. But they get gift. Why? Provisions are made available for visions. And the kind of provision you are given is dependent on what you have built to achieve that vision. What do I mean by that? If there is this young chap who is struggling to survive in your cycle and the person is getting married, you are probably bringing pot and stove. But if there is that young chap who you know this guy is well to do and they're inviting you for their marriage, you are not bringing pot and stove, because you understand that the provision needed for this vision cannot be at this level anymore. So it means that as much as you have a vision, the provision you can attract depends on the track record you have built. Depends on the value system that they have seen that you have already achieved, to say, okay, based on this, this is what we will provide. So as a young entrepreneur, be very intentional in building that vision. Be very intentional. All the best.